Hello, it's Original MaRul, and welcome back for some more FTB Interactions Remastered. It's still a bit choppy, but last time I was still working on getting this place automated. I got a lot of some basic fluid refining put in place, so things were getting done. Actually, how much distilled water do I have now? A decent amount. What's this? This is 1,600 buckets. We'll see how much that lasts us once I start processing ores. If I remember correctly, I left this thing processing some steel. Yep. And then I left the middle column doing some ore processing. And it looks like, yeah, it ran out of water. So this is what I'm using that distilled water for. Is ore washing. One more. So, if this is your first time seeing this, this is on par with most expert maps. This is a Greg Tech challenge quest pack. So I have tons of quests to do. The big thing is the evolution of Greg Tech technology. I'm this far out of all this, and these get harder and harder. Right now I'm trying to move into the MV age. I've been in the LV age. So you start off with nothing, you go into Steam, you then move to LV. So this is Steam powering LV. And then I need to move to MV. But it takes tons of processing. So you get these really complex setups. Okay, it's just doing a lot of redstone. But I got a lot done. Oh, the rare earth. No, the rare earth was in here. But lots of redstone. Needed that. Do you need to set up some sort of raw resource storage? And the actual ore processing. So I have 81 still. I'm going to request... So I used up all my wire, didn't I? Yeah, I've got one left. I need more wire. If I do 40, that gets me... I didn't put mana in the system yet, did I? What was it running on before? Yeah, 300 mods will take it out of your PC. This is a pretty decent PC from at least a year or two, or from like 2 years ago, so it holds up decently well. And I'm running it on I am also running it on a server. So my computer is only doing the graphical side, really. Do I want to start this up for more steel? Yeah, I can. have to get a MV mixer. Rare earth is something I need, but I don't have the right machine to process it yet. Because that's the big thing is every tech level needs specific stuff. Like, LV is steel. MV is aluminum. Stainless steel is my next big thing. And it is a mix of stuff. Iron, Invar, manganese, chrome, or just mix the... Since Invar is just nickel and iron, there's also an alternative recipe where you just mix the iron and nickel together. But chrome and manganese. There is a manganese ore, so I can at least get that, but the chrome is a bit trickier. That's the one thing about HV is it's the first... Yeah, you have to process it out of ruby ore. It's not an ore itself, it's a ore byproduct. And as everything techs up more and more, you need more byproducts, and some of them come from chemicals rather than physical minerals. So then there's a whole chemical processing side to everything. Okay, I need to teach this system how to deal with mana. Or give it some mana to deal with. Provider. And then I can get my mana barrel from down here. Oh yeah, no, this is an i7 to begin with. And the bad part was I had to get this during the height of the shortages for GPUs. So it was a little bit more expensive than normal. If I had the money, I'd actually buy another computer, but things are kind of choppy for me right now. Spider pipe. Do I want to start another line here? I think I do. Because right now this is set up to do multi-stack. I think I'm going to switch this around the front. I'm not planning on moving this oxygen anytime soon. Well, okay. I do... That's not true. I plan on putting oxygen in one of the big dynamic tanks. Because I definitely will need enough of it. That doesn't help me as much as I thought. I mean, it gives me space to do that, but that's only a minor help. What is my... 116 buckets of rubber. Rubber is very important. I spent most of last session dealing with, or last stream dealing with rubber. The more rubber I can get, the better. I need pipes. I need unrouted pipes. And probably another basic. I have some auto crafting set up, so now I don't have to craft everything myself. Yeah, the blast furnace does suck this down pretty good. I could unthrottle that, but when the blast furnace is not running, this fills all the way back up. As long as this isn't starving for power, I'm good. And I have a plan to put it in a dedicated area. Right now, this workshop is not supposed to be here. Everything should be put on the auto crafting system and moved to a specific location. but I haven't got around to that yet. My pipe works. Basic pipe. You there. And hook that up. Now the system has access to whatever mana I have in there. The only problem is I'm not refilling it currently. Because mana is a world gen that I have to go get stuff from. But that should be enough to work with for a while. And now I should be able to get that. Yep, there we go. Gonna make me mana infused and then turn it into wire. And then I have to coat that wire in rubber, and then I get to use it as actual cable. So the spine of my base is all MV power right now. Even though I'm not producing MV power, I'm producing enough LV power that I can transform it up. The MV cables are a bit cheaper, and then I have to transform it back down into LV when I get it to wherever I'm using LV machines. If I plumb MV into LV, the machine explodes. Greg Tech likes to be like that. It likes to punish you. Still running. So I have the equivalent of, what, 5 steam turbines? And a steam turbine can run one machine. But just in this mess right here, I was technically running 8 machines off of 5 turbines. Oh, no. Now you're not getting enough power, right? Why? Oh, you're out of oxygen, aren't you? Yeah. I also got to get that thing plumbed up with oxygen and start producing oxygen. Because all the oxygen I have right now are byproduct of various other things. I need to come up with a system that tops up oxygen. And this is only low-level auto-crafting. There are better systems for auto-crafting that I do not have access to at this time. And that's part of the progression. Okay, so redstone. Got a bunch of redstone. I have a decent amount of sulfur. I re-up a good chunk of iron. I might need more iron. And more wires. Need to borrow one of these real quick. Because this is the only way I have to do stuff manually. Because I need to rubberize these wires into cables. So specifically, I'm using these LV cables because they can hold 16 amps and they have 0 volt loss. And that's a big issue. You don't want volt loss in your factories. And they've made the metals that do 0 volt loss a bit harder for each tech level. And you only use this metal wire for this specific application. It's not used for any other crafting. Okay, 11 more wires. How far does that get me? Just need a couple more. Dang. Because this is where my auto refining starts going for ores, and that becomes a whole nother thing. I need probably at least another 20 cables. But for that, I need more steel. There is another way to make steel, but this is just faster. Being able to throw it in the blast furnace. It's easier, and I believe it also takes less oxygen. But there's a trade-off. It requires a lot more power. But it also produces a nice byproduct, which is ash, which can be turned to carbon. And carbon I can use with glue to make resistors for circuit boards. So carbon is important. I should just teach the system how to make the 4x wire. I'm just wondering how much longer I'm using it. Because eventually I'm going to have to start upgrading stuff to MV. I know I want to get the basic infrastructure set up in LV, but I do need to start upgrading to MV. Oh, how is... Did I burn through all the... Yeah, I think I did. So at the end of last stream, I threw a bunch of sticky resin into the system, which is used to make the precursor for rubber. And I'm sure it chewed through it all. Oh, also I need to go switch this out. Yeah, it did. It's also getting a little low on sulfur. Yeah, I need to not be doing this. This using one chest for everything is not a good strategy. Let's go to the magic area. This magic in this pack can be slightly dangerous. I have it over here. Which is... There's my main base. This is a farming base. And this is my magic base. You can see how far away it is from everything else. And that's just me being overly cautious. You don't have to have it that far. That's full, that's full. 2 more full barrels of liquid starlight. I have these chicken eggs that turn into liquid starlight over time in these light wells, but it takes a long time. And liquid starlight is used for ore doubling. So you can get your ore for every ore you mine. Oh, nope, nope. You damn haunted cows. I hate these things. They've killed me so much. Luckily, I have a protection field in the doorway here. so they can't get close to the doorway. It's not that they're hard to defeat, it's that they hit hard. Actually, I want to leave them over here. Even with the slight bit of armor I have, they're like 3 hits. And then they knock me out. Thought I had a chest with some in them. No eggs. There's yeah, I think that's the chest. Because those wispy things can be turned into glowstone, which I don't have a huge access to right now. So any extra glowstone is good glowstone. My farms. And the teleporter to my basement. Where I started. Because nothing up here, this has all been built from scratch. I was living in this hole in the water. Oh yeah, now it's sucking down that. How much more does it have? I don't want to black out the base. Yeah, it's still got 18. Yeah, I'll throttle it up. $280. I have to wait for the boiler to cycle before it ramps up. Yeah, 280. I think that's correct. I think that was the conversion rate for if I have all my turbines running at full blast. Here's another 10 wire. Yeah, so the farming village is just over there, and then the magic castle is over there. Then I have a desert village over here, and this pack has gigantic dungeons. Let's see if I can find one real quick. Yep, there's one. So these are actually randomly spawning dungeons. There's a big Thomcraft one or Thomic one down here that causes warp. So it's a good thing it's by the base that causes warp. And then there's a couple up north that are decently sized. Oh, is that actually a mine shaft? I didn't notice that. I might have to go check that out. I also need to look for dungeons. Ravines. In the old version of this pack, so this is a remastered version. In the old version, you could find some really interesting spawners in ravines. I might have to do some ravine spelunking. That's a pretty good ravine system. Stuff to work on. I'd like to get this base actually functionally, the refining part of this base functioning first, before I go off gallivanting around on adventures again. Okay, Dolly. I can finally install the chem bath. I remember where it is. Mixer, gas collector, compressor, packager, canning, torch hammer. Where's the chem bath? Where's you guys? Where is my chemical bath? I don't think I picked it up. Oh, there it is. It's all the way down there. Yeah, the level my workshop on is technically the power level, so it's just supposed to be for power generation. All the automation is of different types are, so this level is all about refining. So I classify, there's a difference between refining and production. Refining is something that always happens. It is active. Your system should always be doing refining. Production is the things you request your system to do. They do it's passive. It does it when it needs to, and then otherwise it rests. So like ore refining. You always want ore that enters your base to be refined. That's active. So this is my refining layer, and then that's up there 2 floors is my production layer. Between each layer is also a 3-block tall interstitial, which allows me to route pipes. Okay, so the chem bath. To get pipes up here, but the chem bath will take any ore that can be ore doubled and make it dense. And then dense ore can be smelted for 2x clusters, and clusters act exactly as the native ore block. The recipes are 1-to-1. This is a native redstone cluster. It's crushing it as if it was a redstone ore. Then the rest of the process is the same as if you were just using the ore block. As you get better and better refining, you get more and more clusters, up to 16 per item. Well, up to 32, because you can also do, there's one more refining step. Instead of baking, you can magically refine the last step and get 32, and then crushing it in the macerator always doubles it. So this is always the last double step. So that is 32 or 64 times the original one piece of ore you would have gotten. This pack requires tons and tons and tons of resources. Actually, I need this as iron. So the ore washer. I need this furnace is nice, but it's really only good for manual use because it's impossible to fill up. And it runs on lava, which is an annoying resource to get for a lot of the game because you can't hold hot items. This pack has a lot of tweaks. There's no sleeping. There's no natural healing. Hot items burn your hands and make you throw them. Cold items slow you down unless you're wearing mitts, which is its own item that you have to have in your offhand. There's a reason why this is an expert pack. Not only are the restrictions on everything, but on pretty much everything you do, but it's also a lot harder to do stuff. Make stuff. Sorry, make stuff, not do stuff. The do stuff restrictions were already there. Yeah, that's still ore washing. You get a lot of redstone, but you also use a lot of redstone. There's some more carbon dust. I need this. I need to teach the system how to make the supplier pipes, which means I also got to teach the system how to make iron plate and iron buckets. Which I was surprised I didn't teach the system how to make iron plate. I need more modules. I also need... I need a lot of stuff. LV... I need an LV furnace. I need 8 of this. And then I can turn this into 4x. I hope it's not having issues. Okay, good. I never want to see a purple sparkle here, because that means the system is waiting for something from this machine, and if this machine does not get stuff in the right order, it freaks out. Oh, I left rubber in here. There we go. That's why I was taking time, because I messed up the auto... I left something in its way. There we go. Oh, and night is pitch black. Without a light source, you can't see anything. Unless you have night vision. And just recently, I finally found the last ingredient I needed for night vision. Basic furnace. Second step in ore processing. And of course that didn't attach correctly. And I don't have my wire cutters. That one attached. The only downside about ore processing is when you're trying to automate it, it's better just to do it all or nothing. Either you do every step or you don't start doing the automated processing yet and do more like what I'm doing over here, which is just piecemeal. Okay, so I do need the first macerator. We're just grabbing. I probably can. First macerator, ore washer, second macerator, centrifuge. And that's pretty much my production chain currently for ore production. I need my crescent hammer. I like all my machines pointing in the same direction. Oh, it needs to be emptied. And then we ore wash. This one I can't auto output because it has multiple outputs that I need to deal with. And they don't go all into the same machine. Second macerator. Okay, this is where I start needing parts of this. I gotta figure out what happened to... There it is. The big filter. Oh, did I not make sure this was attached? Everything's powered. That. I also need this barrel, because if I don't use this barrel, I'm going to have a lot of issues. Oh, that's going to be a pain. I need to be able to put fluid. Well, these might not be pointing the right direction. Yeah, they're gonna want to go out the back. I need to move those. Wrench. That just moved the face. I need to move. That it? Yes, I think that's it. Okay. Now I think they're plumbed into each other. Greg's tech machines are a bit weird. No, that's wet processing. Oh yeah, that was that chest. Okay, I want ore washing plant. Here. Insert. Extract always active. Insert at a lower priority. But I want you to fix this. Yeah, there we go. Blacklist, inserting stuff in this filter. At an even lower priority, I want to insert stuff here. So I think that will slightly sort itself out. Basically, I only want byproducts in this chest. I don't want this purified redstone. But I need to wait till the system actually gets through with it. Oh, I need to also fix the output of this thing. No, I don't want the front. I want the side hatch. I want the back hatch. There we go. And I want to set this to auto output, and then I want to go get the centrifuge. No, I went down instead of up. Centrifuge. Wire cutters. It's all connected. Is that not the right side? Nope, there it goes. Damn it. There we go, that's running. I'm going to turn that off for now. Because I want to make sure I get all the purified out of here, and these are fighting each other right now. And that's running. And then I need to get all the stuff out of this. Can I run pipes in front? I think I do. I need to get an void upgrade for the barrel. As much as I'd like to stockpile stuff, I don't need to stockpile that much stone dust. And once I start using it, hopefully this will stay empty. Okay, let this run. This is now empty. So I need to plumb that with water. I need to plumb this with liquid starlight. And then I need to actually get stuff in here. And that's basically LV or processing. I need to put all this rubber away. Put this back. What? Didn't I have 2 barrels of liquid starlight? Yeah, these I'll have to sort. Yeah, there they are. Liquid starlight drums. I need to plumb them into the system. We need to take our break, and then we'll be back. And let's get back to it. This place is becoming a monstrosity. Let's see, did these get empty? That one's having trouble. That's a cow. Okay, oh, it spawned up there. Okay, now that one's emptying. I do have a plan to automate fluids. It just takes time. I got to deal with that cow. I love my cleaver, but it takes forever to ready. But it does massive damage. So, as you can see, I'm not healing, even though I should be. That's because you have to use some other form of healing in this pack, and luckily I've got a caster gauntlet at this point. I was using cheap potions. I do want to take these over to the magic area again. How hard is it to make these? Shifting stars, redstone eyes. Those aren't hard. Electric pumps. It takes a whole steel drum and a shifting star. I mean, you can make it in the table, glass dust, Salus. That's not bad. Okay, so the idea would be to fluid transfer node everything into the main base here, if I'm producing it somewhere else. Which is what I might do with the liquid starlight. Actually, I'm probably going to do that. It'll just make it easier in the long run. And I already have a perfect spot for it. So this stone drum, GPS marker, mark it. And then I take the node over to the magic area. And any liquid pumped into the node will be pumped into that drum. It's better than the long distance pipe I never made. Which I might still use the long distance pipe, who knows. But that requires a lot of tunneling. So I still want to have one drum over here. Yeah, this is full. Full transfer rate. And now it sends it over to the base. And now there's no reason not to throw all of the eggs in there and bring over the chicken that makes the eggs. I hate the sound they make. And there's at least 3 or 4 major resources I can get that way, including lava. I need to set up a lava one. So these waystones, they appear at villages. Due to the current configuration of the mod, I can't pick them up. Nothing works. I can build one and set it down, but I haven't chose where I want to make one and put it in my base. So I don't have one in my base, but I do have this teleporter from that village over to my base. I missed a pipe. Actually, I can use this pipe to also dump this barrel. There we go. And that liquid starlight's going upstairs to the big tank up here. And then I'll use it. The reason why these two liquids are here is because they're used for this. So now I need to get that plumbed up. I have a low-grade chassis pipe. I might use that. Yeah, I have a Mark III. I need to teach the system how to make liquid supplier pipes. I think I need another one of these, don't I? Oh, I accidentally got two. That's fine. Now the problem is those can get... all that stuff I requested can get messed up, so I need to watch it. And it's already messed up. No, this is the same recipe. Well, those are. Okay, there's that one. Here's that one. And there's that one. The alloy smelter always gets messed up. I need to have like one alloy smelter for every recipe I want to do. And I currently have 6 in here, and I have at least another 2 to 4 recipes I want. So I would need to make a ton of alloy smelters, and there's no way to fix this that I can think of. And the one thing that did fix it doesn't work in this pack. It's in the pack. It doesn't. It's having a compatibility issue. So I got to figure out how to fix that alloy smelter, but it's only when I request a lot of logistics pipe stuff that it gets messed up. Okay. So I'll need another programmer. I'm still waiting on one. Oh, nope, they're there. Right. I need to have this other programmer set to container supplier. So container supplier. Oh, this needs to be fluid. Fluid supplier. Because this one's a weird craft. It doesn't craft like all the other fluid pipes. These are my auto crafting tables. Fluid container. Container pipe. Yeah, container supplier. Yeah, this is the one I have to teach how to make a bucket. And this one's the actual fluid supplier pipe. So the logistics pipes, you need those programmers set to the correct things. But they never have... I forgot the tool. They never have to leave the crafting table, but you have to tell the system that. Otherwise, it will keep trying to craft them. So the easiest way to do this is no, this, import, remove the programmer. And the programmer will always stay in the crafting table and there'll never be an issue. Okay, how am I going to teach the system how to make buckets? Nope, it's just bucket. Lathing a block of iron. I don't teach the system how to make blocks. I don't want to set up another metal bender. Okay, so I need to teach the system how to make blocks. um, compacting drawers. So the problem is I have to use a compactor to make blocks. I can't just craft them. But instead of being, I'm wondering if instead of oh, that's a drawer controller. I need the actual compacting drawer. Nope, that's not a. Okay. Framed. Compacting drawer. Okay, they are MV tier. Okay, they're basically machines in themselves. Wait, you still need a frame. Confused. Frame compacting drawer. Framing template. That requires dark steel though. I just give it a compressor. I just give the system a compressor, that's easier. So I need to teach that how to make blocks, and then the lathe how to make buckets. I also need to teach the system how to make plates. I need a chassis pipe. I also need like another 10 of these. Question is now it going to get balled up again? Yes. Nope, that's not. Okay, that's this. To babysit the smelter. So if I'm correct, it should be good now. Because all it's waiting on is 3 more plastic. I should have enough rubber to make plastic. But the furnace is being overused. Yeah, the whole problem is this is a block that has 2 inputs, and it uses both inputs. All the other blocks that have 2 inputs only use 1 input at a time, or have so many inputs like the assembler that it can literally hold like 2 recipes at a time, and then it will only process 1. In that case, I just have to be careful that I don't use a recipe in the same assembler that uses the same resource in a different way. Yeah, here's more plastic. That's what this is waiting on. Okay, I think it's good now. While I'm up here, I can put down the logistics chassis and make sure it's connected to power. Now I just need those cards to tell it what to do. As long as this tank is full of steam, or at least not completely empty, the factory is healthy. Power-wise. I forgot the chisel. Because to change the cards, I need a chisel. And I have the best chisel, an indestructible chisel. Okay, crafting card. Iron. Block of iron. 9 iron ingots. In the compressor. Crafting card. Block of iron. 3 buckets in the lathe. Sweet, it had space. Then what I'm missing is crafting. Iron ingot into iron plate in the metal bender. There we go. That was a recipe I was missing for other stuff. So now I should be able to craft logistics supplier pipes. Crafting, logistics chassis. Okay, so I need a pipe to put in at the start. I need a pipe to pull at the end. I need another extractor and another provider. Basically, I need a supplier, 2 extractors, and a provider. Because I don't need to be that fancy. And I've literally taught the system how to make 0 of those. Craft more logistics programmers. And get more logistics tables. And I will need logistics crafting pipes. Oh, I need to teach the system how to make steel bolts, which needs the cutting machine. I need a wire. Because it goes on the wet side, because it requires water. Or lubricant. I haven't got around to making lubricant yet. Okay, I'll have to teach it how to do that. And you're backed up? Yes. I just need to make a bunch of I just need to make a bunch of alloy smelters and give them 1 recipe apiece, because that's the only way I can see to fix this. Should check my diamond supply. I might have to produce more. The problem is about a third of the diamonds I can produce are worthless to me. Currently. I need to get another chassis pipe. I need to teach... Actually, I need a big chassis pipe, because this can do a lot of stuff. And I'm not even going to teach it wet recipes. I'm just going to pump that thing full of water nonstop. Get these set up. At least get fluids to those things. So I need liquid starlight here and water here. Oh, I was going to put them behind, wasn't I? I'm going to have to change that. They don't like taking in stuff through that port. Star. Good starlight. Machines can usually hold 8 buckets. Distilled water. Problem here is I need to have a you need a basic pipe. Because the whole point of unrouted pipes is that nothing going through them knows where to go at a junction. So you have to make the junctions smart. Which requires a basic pipe. I might as well grab 2 because I might need to make another junction. And then I'll need to set all those up. Actually, where am I going to put this junction? Do I want it routed? I think I want to route it back against the glass. Because that's where, those are the liquids over there. So having a chute from there over here is the best. So that means this needs to be a junction. Then I could go here, here, and route it against the back wall. And actually that works just fine. And now it should refill those. As needed. Because this was already full. Oh no, because I need to fix it. Because of course it's not... It's an uppity sod. Now it should work. Why is that not being retrieved? Oh, is it confused? Does it need a disconnection upgrade? Sometimes pipes don't like it when they can connect to multiple inventories. Come on. I want to disconnect you from this side. There we are. Now you're going to work correctly. Yes. The machinery gets uppity. Okay, this got finished? Yes. So now I turn this back to always active. Set the remove extract from that. And now everything is running again. And then that should start running once it has enough space. And technically the start is ready for the next thing. Distilled water. I have to cook water. Because it washes the ore better. I need to get glue production and rubber production constant. I should dump stuff. Oh yeah, I was going to teach the system how to automate that, but I'll give it a sec. Get myself sorted out here again. You should always have a place to put your tools, so when you know you put them down somewhere, you can look in that spot. Hey, Cheese God, welcome in. Okay, so I need to go to the farm. And I need a rubber sapling. Thanks for that. I'm doing my best. I'm just hoping that people eventually see my content and join as they want. I do need rubber saplings. Actually, I have an axe over here, don't I? Just for this. My Damascus steel axe. Okay, so basically I'm removing the manual need to harvest sticky resin from rubber trees. Let's see. I need another barrel. I don't think the system knows how to make barrels. Oh, I never finished setting up the saw either. There's always more to do. This pack never lets you sleep. That's why... This pack never lets you sleep. That's why this pack never lets you sleep. Barrels. Barrels. That's a chest. So planks, wooden frame, iron screws. Of course, it's a number 4. My current assembler is set to a number 1. The fluid assembler is set to number 1. The other assembler is set to number 8. So I would need another assembler, and I need to set it to 4 to autocraft barrels. And I can do this recipe, but the system can't. And it's the same recipe. But the system doesn't know how to make iron screws. That's a big downside. I mean, I'd have to look into that. I have not heard that there's a difference between YouTube streaming and short streaming. Skip this chest. That's something I'd have to look into. I mean, I currently dual stream on Twitch and YouTube. Where is... Should get the saw set up. No, I want a Mark V. It needs steel bolts. Ah, the thing I haven't taught it yet. Okay. Which needs the cutting machine. Get steel rod. Yeah, I just don't know how to do the short side. I'd have to look into that. And I don't know if the aspect ratio would behoove me. Because of how wide Minecraft is. You're usually focusing on a bunch of stuff. I forgot it's night. Some of these skeletons get really scary bows. But once you get close, they usually switch to melee. If they have melee. Dropped an iron sword. Just trying to go up here to the tree farm. Do this more during the day. Oh, the ice is slowing me down. I'm like, it's too cold. There we go. I can put the sticky resin into the system. I would like to set up an extractor to do extracting of the wooden saplings, but I currently have only one extractor, and I also need one for liquid metals. So I'll need to make another. Yeah, I just need to make barrels. Okay, need to make steel bolts so I can get on with my life right now. I just need to teach the system how to use this. I also need to teach it how to use this. This is an MV extruder to make rings, which I need to plumb up. Because I also need the cutting machine to make screws. That should be enough for now. I'll come pull out the rest later. Okay. So from that I need a chassis pipe Mark V if I can get one made. And I need a fluid supplier. And this will probably cause issues. It's running good so far. I'll have to look into it, Cheese God. I don't really have the focus to do it on stream. Of course it tries to put both in at the same time. But thanks for the suggestion. Yeah, this is the problem. It only puts in like half the recipe, and then when the other half shows up, it's usually the other half of a different recipe. That one worked fine. I think I'm just going to break down and craft like 10 alloy smelters at this point. Okay, those are those things. Okay, yep. Thank you, Cheese God. Thanks for stopping by. I think that's all sorted out. It's no longer got a purple sparkle. There's the fluid supplier. I just need the chassis pipe. Here's the chassis pipe. Actually, I should see if I can also order... I don't think I need anything bigger than a Mark III right now. I'll let that run while I'm setting up this, because then I should be able to set up the MV extruder to make rings. Because there's two types of rings I needed to make. Okay, so fluid. Please keep this supplied with water. And then cutting recipes, which I don't have any of my modules. I also need to all these things. I gotta come back because I gotta remember which programs I actually need. Okay. Crafting card. The most important one. Steel rod. Oh, I don't have it open. Steel rod. To steel bolts. And that makes 4. And then I also want iron and tin. Iron rod into iron bolts. There it is. Just tin rod. Tin rod. Into tin bolts. And then I also want cobblestone into cobblestone slabs. It's a weird recipe, but I do need it for random stuff. And then what makes a bowl? Okay, wooden slab. So I do need wooden slabs. But I don't think I can make them easily. I don't think I can make them into bowls. Dang it. I gotta figure that one out. I guess I'd have to do jungle wood. I just might make bowls myself. They're not that useful. Okay, so now that I've taught it all that, I need the lathe. You need a better chassis pipe. Yeah, I can't work with that. Compressor. I don't remember if there's something else I need to teach you. I taught the assembler that. I need another assembler. Okay, I think I'm good up here for now. Oh, I need to teach this. I need the chassis pipe. Because if I can teach wood bowls, I can teach drums. But I'm almost done with needing drums. So I'm on the fence. Rubber bar into rubber rings. Iron. Is it just iron bar into iron rings? Yeah, iron bar into 4 iron rings. And then I need to hook it up. Really one short. Get the rest from the system. And there's the start of MV processing. Got to take our break here, and then we'll be back.